You broke me. Oh, you broke me. I was like, I'm going to stay silent as long as I can and not tell Dean when it's live. But you won. Well
I know.
played.
I'm sorry. Well, hey, we're playing Who Will Talk First. Yeah. Anyways, welcome to Side Jag, the show where we talk about movies, TV, food, snacks, guy stuff, girl stuff, anything that's on our minds, but mainly movies. This week we have the blockbuster Ghostbusters Afterlife. If you haven't seen the movie, well, you probably don't want to stick around because we're going to probably spoil the crap out of it. But if you've seen it or you just don't care and want to hear us talk, please, by all means, stay and enjoy and have fun. We have a guest today, which is awesome. But before we get to the guest, which we'll bring on in a second, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, doing well. You know, I didn't do anything right before this show, so I'm rested up and ready to roll.
Nothing at all.
Nothing
at all. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's all smoke and mirrors.
Well, I heard there's a very serious cardio show that happens before this, but
Yeah, I heard the guy that's sitting in this Jeep that's playing me didn't bother to change his shirt, so he's still wearing the same shirt.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's what happens.
It happens. I had to hear about a bowling game, but we'll talk about that. A bowling game? I hear about bowling. Bowling is a game. I don't think I need to throw the game in there.
That's a little bit
Haley got a 202. So
202, damn.
She beat Sue tonight. Yeah. So it's okay. It's okay. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
So, Sue definitely could get sprinkles. And sprinkles are for winners. So
yeah, I always get sprinkles. It's just what it is. Like it's coming with sprinkles, right? Well, anyways, let's bring our guest out so that we don't keep him in the can. Hello, Mr. Hifivega. How are you, sir?
Hey, good evening, Dean. Good evening, Rob. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Well, thanks for coming on.
This is the movie for me. I got hot takes. I've got cold takes. Not burnt, not frozen, but I got takes.
So it's kind of like an Eggo. Yeah, it's like an Eggo waffle. It's very hard to get just perfect. Either it's still kind of cold or soggy, or you can over crisp a waffle. Oh, Eggo.
Yes. Yeah.
So, well, especially if you're trying to cook it with a proton pack. I mean, you're in trouble there, Rob.
Yeah. Well, finesse is not one of my great strong points.
Well, let me ask you this: did you see the original in the movie theater when you were a kid?
I didn't see it in the movie theater when I was a kid. I seen it on VHS.
Okay. What about you, Hifivega?
I definitely saw it, and that changed the course of my life. And I'm not joking.
I can believe it. Why is that?
I might as well have been the male version of Phoebe, sitting in there, and I decided that I'm just going to dedicate my life to science, not my dead body to science.
No.
Career to science, And so, it inspired me, and it's it really did. So
he's Hifivega's a legitimate scientist, and he still likes cardio. Can you believe that?
I mean, I think they all go kind of hand in hand. I mean,
right?
It's technology, gadgets.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there has to be a healthy dose of curiosity in tech in order to be a scientist. I think that's kind of where the problem with teaching young kids about science is they just think it's all this chemistry crap as opposed to true science. And then you also kind of look at it like now you have engineers, which are reality is they're almost scientists because you have to understand some of the same principles to do both. So I just like engineering technically should be science. I mean, it's nerd stuff with numbers.
Right.
But
see, I think, this would be a good pitch for kids. Like, we're talking about science, young Timmy. What if I told you I could destroy your car with sounds? I was trying to think of a new rap artist, but the first one that came to my head was Dr. Dre. With Dr. Dre, we can rip your car apart.
Who's Dr.
How's
Dre?
That for science? Yeah, exactly. But I didn't have
doctors.
I didn't have no frame of reference for someone new, so that's just who popped up in my head.
I mean, why not, right? What kind of science? What kind of science do you do?
The degree is in environmental science. What I do is water filtration, water treatment. So we take industrial water from industrial facilities. We got a laboratory. We figure out how to make it clean and do the testing. We develop the technology. It's really applied science. I mean, that's what everything's about today. I mean, it's just like audio. It's applied science. And yeah, so we got lab. We do all that. I, design this stuff and all that. It's super fun.
I mean, that's, they say that find something fun and you'll never have to work a day in your life.
Yeah.
I've been working for a really long time.
Yeah.
Scott, he hasn't seen it, but he's going to watch anyways.
Okay.
I'm like that. I don't mind stuff getting spoiled. I'll still watch it.
So to dig right into it, like, I love the mug. I probably have that somewhere. Yeah. Not that I have anything Star Wars ever. Nowhere.
No.
None at all. None.
Why would that happen?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I have 6 helmets within arm's reach, so I'm good. I remember seeing Ghostbusters when I was a kid, and it like, there's certain movies that when you were a kid, when you saw those movies, kind of like changed your thought pattern. Like, Star Wars obviously was a big one that was just like, holy shit, this is a movie. Like, this is escapism at its best. And then like Raiders of the Lost Ark was another movie that it was just like, oh my gosh, this is like real. Like, this is a job. Like, I don't know how many archaeologists became archaeologists because of Raiders of the Lost Ark, but like, it was on the list. It was like, I don't know, I could do that Harrison Ford Raiders thing. That seemed fun. And then, Ghostbusters was a little bit later, and it was like, to me, I didn't get the science out of it. I got the humor.
Right.
Wait a minute, you can be professionally funny?
Yeah. I mean, Bill Murray in the original. He's very, like, that's canceled. Like, it's canceled territory nowadays. The way
well, but that was the thing. It was like immediately, like Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, and Egon, and the whole, those 3 guys, and then Winston. It like, just seeing that, like, to me, that was like the ideal work environment. So it was like, wow, this is like, yes, you can have a job, it can be fun, and bros can hang out and say stupid shit and not be like, everyone just laughs, and it just, to me, that was the takeaway. It's like, dude, they're just everyone is just having fun, and
exactly.
And I kind of, I was always stepping back from that and going, well, they're actors. And acting seems like that would be the gig.
Right.
But then I was a realist and realized my memory sucks for lines and stuff like that. I remember obscure crap, although I know almost every line from Ghostbusters, just from 20 years of staring at it.
No, I will say this about the original Ghostbusters also inspired me to try to become a child actor. And I was actually in a feature film.
Which one?
Like,
really?
It's called The Chocolate War. It's based on a book. It was a box office flop. This was 1989.
Okay.
But it's become a cult classic now. It's pretty highly rated.
Wow. So, dude, he just dropped some knowledge.
We're not going to watch it for the show, but we're definitely going to watch it.
Definitely. Don't do it.
I'm thinking 1989. What was I doing? I was in 11th grade. What did No.
Oh, I was like eating Ghostbusters cereal.
Yeah, in '89, if like Arnold Schwarzenegger wasn't in it, or Sylvester Stallone, it didn't, or Steven Seagal at that, or Jean-Claude Van Damme, the movie didn't exist. It's just like, I'm sorry. And then Ghostbusters comes out, and you're like, this one's different. I'll go see this. I don't know why.
Right.
And then it was just over.
Right. Have you watched it like recently?
The original Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
No. So like, that's kind of the movie that, like, if you're flipping through the channels and it's on, you'll just leave on. It's like, I don't want. That's the type of movie at this point to where it's like, I don't want to sit down to watch from start to finish.
Right.
I get way more enjoyment just stumbling upon it and
the
like
highlights.
Watching like the last, or like 30 minutes in the middle, or 20 minutes at the end, or 15 minutes in the beginning. to me, that's way more enjoyable than just like, all right, we're watching Ghostbusters tonight. Everyone sit down and shut up. Get your popcorn and leave me alone. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got him. Indiana Jones hooked him in, and the professor shot him down, shot him right down.
Yeah.
I was tempted to watch the original before this movie, and then I thought that's just going to ruin it. My expectations will be too high. You know? And if I was a director directing this Afterlife, I wouldn't have touched it with a 10-meter cattle prod. I mean,
well, see, but that was the nice thing because it was his son.
Yeah.
So, you know, and he was on set the whole time. So it's like his son grew up watching. His son was there when they filmed it. He was 7 years old, and he was there the whole time they filmed it. And he's seen what has happened to Ghostbusters, and that just, you know, broke his heart. And, you know, his dad was there and willing to. There was a couple scenes where, actually, it's funny. What's the original director's name? I don't know why I can't think of this stuff right now but the scenes,
Ghostbusters?
yeah, the scenes of Egon, you know, the ghost scenes of Egon, that was actually him filling in for. He was standing in for Egon.
Right.
No shit.
Yeah. So he was doing. They used him as the body double for Egon. So he got to act in the movie. Not really, but yes. Cool. So, all right, let's dig into this. So, I feel we kind of got to break this into segments to have it make sense. You have obviously the ending, whatever, but the beginning, the first beginning portion, the first 20 minutes or half hour of the movie where we're doing characters and all right, how do y'all feel about that?
Go ahead, Fuego. Let's see what you got.
I was pretty skeptical about the whole thing. I thought my expectations will be way too high. I'm going to be disappointed. I didn't watch the one where the Lady Ghostbusters. Because I just knew it was going to be for me. And I sat there first. I wanted to see it in the theater. I couldn't see it in the theater. I got developed a little bug, if you know what I mean. And so I tried to find a drive-in theater. I'm thinking next best thing, you know, because I have a nice system in my Forerunner, but they've all been redeveloped. So there was nothing. So I had to watch it on my TV. We'd already packed up our home audio, you know, components. So I'm watching it on a TV, and I'm just like, I don't know if I can get into this thing. And that music hit. As soon as the music hit, before any scene in the movie came out, I was like, this is it. It just brought me right back there. And the musical score itself, I swear I could watch the entire movie with my eyes shut just with the musical score. Full orchestra. That's when I just got hooked in.
And I think that's the cool thing about a movie like this. It's like we didn't have to spend too much time on character development because we already knew what we were getting into. Like we have the new characters, obviously the daughter and the kids and stuff like that, but we didn't have to go crazy. So it's like we know who the main characters are. And I think, like we talked about it on here before, I think movies where you have to do a lot of character development is just destroying the movie. Like I know what I watched. I watched Eternals.
Oh no!
Oh, for the love of God!
I've heard bad things.
Oh my God, dude! Like you just like no one read the comic, and now you're gonna make a movie that has 7 or 8 actors in it, and like try to make it make sense, and like fucking Angelina Jolie and the Spanish chick and the 2 people from Games of Thrones and
are in it. Wow.
Yeah, it's like holy shit. Like no.
I kind of thought the same thing about the Guardians of the Galaxy. I was like, who is this? Who's gonna watch this? No one had seen it, and I was like, damn, this movie's pretty dope. But I could tell that Eternals was not going to be that movie. And the beginning, like the character building part of this, I was also skeptical. And I was like, okay, they want to show us who they are. And I will say that after the movie goes on, you appreciate the little bit of character building that you did get from them. And it was like just the right amount, I think.
Correct. Like I really love the daughter. Like the daughter was, dude, she was the gem of the whole movie. Like, they really leaned on her hard, I thought. And there again, it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to agree. The son was the annoying son. The daughter was the nerd. I mean, don't get me wrong. It played out very like, and next we're going to wait for it. She's going to be the smart one. Everyone's surprised. You know. Oh wait, there's an issue between the mother and the father. Oh my gosh. Oh wait, they're going to resolve it in the third act. Oh, that's so touching. You know, it's like. You know, hey, Paul Rudd is going to be the the comedic side of this, the smart comedic one. Wait a minute, isn't this the same movie? Wait, have we seen this before? We've seen this before.
Mr. Gruberson's trying to bang your mom.
Well, okay, yeah, exactly. How do you feel about that? Call me podcast.
Oh, dude, podcast. I was like, shot to the heart, man. Like he got me. He's narrating the whole thing. I was like, okay.
When we're talking characters, I have in mind a character in the movie that each of you may have may best portray you. So.
We got to hear him now. You can't tease that.
Well, I mean, I could go two ways with Dean. One would be young Dean could be podcast, right? You know, run around and. Old Dean, curmudgeon Dean, get off my lawn Dean, could be the hardware store clerk. The dirt farmer.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tough one. It's definitely a mixture of both.
Right.
I think when I was a kid, I was probably more the hardware guy.
Oh, really? Okay,
I think it flips. Yeah. I'm not the guy that's get off my lawn guy, believe it or not. I just play that role on the TV.
All right. The older I get, the more I am that way. So
I'm actually really approachable, but most people stay away, which is a good thing. But
you got the face, gives them the eye.
Yeah. But okay, what do you got for hi-fi?
I'm just gonna say it, and it's because I've tried it myself. I'm on the Hifivega modified keto program, and when I saw that ghost chew through the food jail he was in, I just
what they call him, muncher.
That's Vega just going for it. I'm like, that's Hifivega right there.
And he could spit steel nails out of his mouth.
Nice. That was a good twist on it. I was like, holy shit. I don't remember this out the first Ghostbusters.
Well, but I mean, that was a nice thing. Instead of the green blob, we got the blue blob. You know,
right? And I liked it because I was like, oh, Slimer. When I seen this, I was like, Slimer. And then they call him Muncher. They don't call him Muncher at first. A little later, and I was like, perfect.
But okay, so all right. If you really think about this movie, they did the exact same thing that they did with Star Wars. They took A New Hope and they re-envisioned it, and they made the same damn movie. They just changed 10% of it. This is the same movie as Ghostbusters that we all knew and loved. They just were like, okay, how would that movie be made now and incorporate all of the stuff that we loved about it? So how do we make new Ghostbusters in a world that's, 25 years later, and nobody remembers? None of these kids know anything about the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Like, the Ghostbusters have been forgotten. So I don't know how that would happen in the world that we live in, because anything bad ever happens, it's always turned into a fucking holiday.
Right.
So it would have to be a holiday. I don't know how it wasn't a holiday. It would be Stay Puft Day. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Think about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like the 9/11 of
Ghostbusters. Screw that. The insurrection that happened, or the little storming of the White House. You know, it's like that was like everyone. Let's take a moment to recognize the craziness that is in the United States. Okay, carry on with your day. What? No, why? Let's just forget that shit happened. Like, dude, literally. Hey, remember that day you punched me in the face and gave me a black eye? That was a good time. We should celebrate that every freaking year. Yeah, I'm down. Let's do that. You know, always remember. Always. Never forget. Be safe. Remember.
Did you guys see the nods in this movie to some of the other old school classics that I just love? I saw nods to Indiana Jones. I saw nods to Star Wars and nods to the Goonies.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just clever, and I think it was very intentional I don't think it was a mistake that those things showed up in the movie, and it.
Well, it was Spielberg-esque in the fact that the adults aren't helping you. The adults, whenever shit goes down, this is what's that? What's the movie where all the kids fight the communists? Old '80s movie. I know you
Red
know
Dawn.
what I'm thinking.
Red
Red
Dawn.
Dawn. This is Red Dawn.
Wolverine!
There's no adult.
Yeah.
There's no adults. Like the
No,
kids
there's-
had to.
I
There's
mean,
like,
honestly, it's funny you mention that because the reality is there are no adults. Like
yeah,
the cast of adults is literally the sheriff, Rudd, the mom,
right,
was it the hardware store guy,
right.
and
Yeah.
a couple of the waitress. You know, anyone that said, "Oh, the dirt guy."
Right.
Those
exactly.
are the only adults in the whole goddamn
That's what I'm
movie.
saying. It's Spielberg-esque, and it's like the kids, like if the kids don't handle this, it ain't getting handled because the adults ain't doing. Although the sheriff, the dad sheriff,
Yeah.
I like that guy. I can't remember what else he plays in, but he's funny to me. I like him. When it popped up and it showed him, even though it's a very small part, yeah, I thought it was pretty funny.
Hold on. Shit. IMDb is not doing any justice for him.
Who the guy that the sheriff?
Yeah. But yeah, he's been in a ton of stuff. All right, here we go. He was in Spider-Man, Fargo. He's going to be in the new Halo. Obviously, Ghostbusters. He's in the Wu-Tang. Your show, the Wu-Tang Show.
Right. Yeah.
The Spencer Chronicles. Overlord. But yeah,
it's got to be the Wu-Tang
or
show.
Spider-Man.
Or yeah, maybe Spider-Man.
And he was in the Night Crew.
Night Crew.
Anyways, I don't know.
Was he in what was that called? Fuego Chocolate.
Chocolate Thunder from Down Under.
I mean, come on! In that movie, The Chocolate War, the star of that movie was Alon Mitchell-Smith from Weird Science.
Oh, really?
And John Glover. I've got two separations from what's his name?
Bacon?
Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, separations from Bacon.
Are you on IMDb?
No.
Oh man, we gotta add you on there.
Yeah, I don't think you can. Maybe just get him a Wikipedia page.
Right.
That'd be cool. All right. So we had the character development. So you nodded your head when I mentioned the little girl. Why is that? Why did she irritate you?
It seemed a little overdone, a lot overdone to me.
But I would agree. But I feel like everything in Ghostbusters is overdone. Like Ghostbusters is like a vibrant painting where it's like they cranked up the saturation way too far.
Yeah.
And I feel like they always have to push it, and that's what made Ghostbusters because it was like, we could land it with this joke, but we're not. We're gonna land it with this joke.
You know, maybe I would have put 2 and 2 together a little bit better. You know, and where she starts, if there was a better connection between supernatural powers from, Egon and the granddaughter. But, when the chess pieces are moving and things like that, I mean, there's some sort of connection there. I thought it was a little overdone, but,
what I thought was weird was the denial that they were throwing out. Like, she didn't even know who he was, and there's these chess pieces moving, and she's, like, totally cool with it. Like, I don't believe in ghosts. Wait a minute. Oh, you're following a ghost.
Exactly.
It's like, and then the conversations they were having, I was like, don't get me wrong, I was all on board. I didn't care. I was like, you know what? This is going to happen. Let's just let it happen. When he's like, how do you know all this? And he literally, the light turns to show the diplomas on the wall and goes, yeah, okay.
No, it's like Stranger Things, right? And lights start popping on and
yeah. When she was just like, I just took it as she's so analytical that she's not thinking ghost. She's thinking like something's going on. I want to figure out what's going on. We're not going to talk about this. I'm not going to be scared. We're just going to figure out what the hell's going on. And then it seems like she reacts to that. She doesn't have emotions.
Well, she literally tells you that in the movie.
Right,
She's
exactly. Yeah.
On the inside, I'm so
I'm
mad.
screaming. Yeah, I'm screaming.
I mean, she point blank thinks she's smarter than Mr. Gruberson, right?
Right.
Yeah.
When it comes,
And I think she is. I think she
Yes.
is.
I mean, they might as well call him Mr. McGruber, right? I mean,
Yeah.
the guy.
Upper deck.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move along to now where they've kind of put 2 and 2 together, and they've figured out the son and the daughter figure out like, oh shit, like Ghostbusters, what is that? And like,
Yeah.
you know, she learns what it is, and she tells him, and they got the car, and like the next thing you know, they're chasing the blue blob because they've tested out the pack.
Right.
And so insert scene where here comes the chase. You know, what were your thoughts?
They figured that shit out real quick. Like, listen, that's like that's the one part that got me. Like, this is very complicated stuff. Like, it's not like you're not going to jump in a car and be like, oh, obviously this button shoots the door out so I can get the Ghostbusters. How's podcast know to throw out the damn thing? They don't even know.
But he bumped it. I feel like a lot of this movie was just haphazard, like, and then, whoa, I didn't know it. Whoa, look, it's like dumb luck. I think this movie is surrounded by a pile of dumb luck, because
speaking of dumb luck, Daniel, you the man, bro. You got to get with.
But because like, for example, like when he's sitting when they're on top of the mountain. And with the love interest, and they're swinging in the chair, and the next thing you know, the whole room starts to shake, and they look down, and there's like, and they're like, oh crap, and thought nothing of it. Like, I think they did a great job of showing how kids these days, just like, dude, unless there's literally a scream guy with a knife with blood dripping off of it, even still, they'd probably be like,
it's like,
hey, dude, it's the dude from the movie. Who's why? Is there a camera somewhere? You guys are punking me. What? Like, oh my God, you're killing me. It's like, there's still a camera. This isn't my blood.
It's,
The 3 things that went through my head when I saw that scene. Number 1, they're out there. Phoebe's in there ripping apart this proton pack.
Yeah.
Number 1, that's never going to end up on the Clean Wire Club. That thing was a mess. Number 2, she somehow...
That's like on the Hifivega Wire Club right there.
She somehow figures out, puts it together, and then...
She gets the assist. She gets the assist from the ghost on that. They do say that.
They even said that.
Needle nose plier. How big of an assist is that?
Yeah.
Needle nose pliers, and the light comes on, and and then the gunner seat was amazing. And then I think it was a complete throwback to the first movie when Phoebe starts shooting this thing. It's like, whoa, nice shooting, Tex. I mean, going everywhere, right? Blowing up the drive-in sign. And
so I want to fast forward just a little bit here because I'm a dessert first kind of guy. Overall, love it or hate it, where does this movie fall?
Fuego, you go first.
I'm telling you what, that
Uh-oh. He couldn't even say. Oh, dude, like if he didn't plan that was perfect.
He didn't. I know he did, but that was great. Oh my gosh. That was the best.
Well, I'll tell.
And the secrets are click.
So watch next week. Subscribe if you want to know the secret of what El Fuego thinks about. Subscribe to this and watch this video.
What's up, bro?
So on the list of my list, would love it or hate it. I actually really enjoyed the movie a lot. I think the movie format is actually better than the original movie. The format of the movie, the way they explain the story, maybe it didn't have better nostalgia, but it's modern. It's more, better like movie than the original. Although I still like the original better. Fuego, you were going to give us the secret to
you made my night. That was the best. And the secret is click on by.
I was going to say, on my scale of 1 to 10 zip ties, I give this, I'll give it 7 1.5 zip ties.
That
And I'm
sounds
not
pretty
talking the 4-inch zip ties. I'm talking the full.
It's like
good. You're going
the
full
8-inch.
choke.
You're going
Yeah.
the 8-inch. 8-inch.
You're going-
And I might go 8-inch zip ties on this one. It's
Wow.
it's Kip. It said something in one of the previous guests that was on about Blu-ray, where if it's good enough, you might get it on Blu-ray. This one I think I would get, even though I have some issues with it, but I think I'll get over those. It's just a newer version of what I liked.
I kind of wish I would have rented it at home just for that reason, so I'd already have it.
Yeah.
But now if I want it, I gotta buy it again.
Yeah. So I mean, I was like you. I was super skeptical. Yeah, like the marshmallow at the end was really nice. We started doing that.
Yeah.
I was really skeptical, and I was almost annoyed for the first part of the movie, just because I was like, "This is gonna suck. This is really gonna suck. This character development, I don't care. I don't, like this. Just like she's literally hating on one of our most like loved, she's trying to make this person bad, and it's like, I don't want to hear it. You're just being a pain in the ass, and my dad was mean.
Phoebe's mom, you're Phoebe's mom,
Yeah.
you seem like a bit of a, I don't want to say it. It's not a nice word.
Game of Thrones word.
Yeah, exactly.
Game of Thrones word. Fernando and I use that one all the time. So when I got done with it, though, once it started rolling, when I got done with it, it was like that feeling of utter joy and happiness, and like they hit all the buttons. They made the best movie that they could for us to enjoy. Like they made that movie 100% for the audience that was going to watch it. And my takeaway was like, thank you. Like, thank you. It's like, it literally allowed us to go, what would they be doing 25 years later? Like, how did it all play out? In the bigger scope of things, it was like, just stop worrying about it sucking and just take it in for what it is. And then be like, oh shit, this is really fun. Like, this was cool. I enjoy. It's like this is exactly how it would have played out. Like Egon would have been the one guy that just wouldn't let shit go and had to dig deep. And he would be this guy that like woke up one day and he just got tired of telling people, look, this shit's gonna happen. Whether you want it to or not. And the rest of them are just going, dude, it's over, man. It's over. Winston went off and is like making money hand over fist, like
CEO or some shit.
Of course it's him that's like the baller.
Of course. Because he was just there. He's just there for a job. And then it turned in like, oh, well, okay. This is what we're doing. Okay.
And then Sigourney Weaver and Bill Murray ended up together. Like, and he just does his thing.
He's himself.
Yeah. And then Dan Aykroyd went back to the, what he knew, which was, that stupid bookstore or whatever it is.
So Dean, how many zip ties out of 10 are you giving this thing?
I'm not going to give it 10 because there was some just annoyance at the beginning, but I'll go solid 9. Like I would 100% add this to the list. I want to watch it a few more times just to because like this is okay. How I know I really enjoyed the movie is that if I can sit through the special features at the end of a movie and not fall asleep, like because I'm not gonna lie, I'll start watching the special features, and I'll be like halfway into them, and I'll be like straight out cold, man.
Done,
This is coming from the man that never sleeps.
Yeah, I'll put my ass to sleep so fast.
We're gonna change it to the man who intermittently sleeps.
Yes. I mean, even at nighttime, it's just an intermittent break between, doing one task to the next. So it's like, it's not like I don't consider 5 hours enough to really matter. It's like, I took a 5-hour break. Yay. Yeah. I took a 5-hour energy.
5-hour energy. There you go.
Tough shit. I did.
That's what that is. That's an old school 5-hour energy.
You take a nap.
What about you, Rob? How many zip ties you giving this thing?
I would say probably 8. I think that unlike the Matrix, so the Matrix Resurrections or whatever it was called, I got the New Hope remake vibe from it, but I didn't think it was as good, so I needed some space from it. This one I actually think is a little bit better, like as a movie better, but the nostalgia keeps me from liking it more than the first Ghostbusters. So,
Oh
solid.
no, yeah. I mean, but I feel that they did the best they could to modernize it and make it interesting,
Right.
and politely, cleanly cap off where the Ghostbusters needed to go. Like we needed this closure, just
To
so that
open
like
up
if
the next book. Right?
yeah, if we're gonna do anything else after this, let's just finish off with these guys and like give them their pat on the back and say thank you and just this is what happened.
Right.
I think that's cool. And there was a couple interviews at the end, in the special features that they did as a group, the old cast, and it was really cool because they felt the same way. It was like they were this was the movie they really wanted, the ability to come out and So speaking of that, did you catch the scenes after the credit? Oh yeah, I caught them all.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Caught them all of them.
Marvel taught us you don't.
Yeah, you
you
never
look it up.
leave.
You at least Google it. You at least Google it to see.
Yeah, you never leave. All right, so let's
Roll
kind of
forward.
skip the middle and let's get right to the end. The big scene.
Right.
We know the shit's gonna break again. We kind of at this point know at some point the three guys have to show up. Like there's no way Dan Aykroyd is not gonna get these guys to show up. What did you think?
How did Egon survive?
Well, he was a ghost.
But all the other ghosts were gone in the traps.
Okay, I thought about that for a minute too,
yeah,
but then I figured it's Egon, and then I just let it go.
yeah, he figured it out in the ghost world somehow.
Yeah, he figured it out.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was only. I thought the scene was cool. You knew exactly what was going to happen. There's no surprise here. The trap's going to fail. They're going to have to figure something out, and the dumb kid from Stranger Things figures it out. Like the one thing he contributes to the whole situation.
to the whole goddamn movie.
Yeah, like he's got the hair,
fixing the car,
right?
And jump starting the capacitors. That's why caps suck, guys. That's why caps suck. Just telling you right now, they don't work.
Trevor wasn't real strong in that movie, was he?
No,
It was really annoying. It was really annoying.
Yeah.
What was your take on that one, Fuego?
I'll tell you. I may have mischaracterized you, Dean, when I was talking about characters, and earlier. So when the call comes in from Phoebe and she's in jail, and Dan Aykroyd is there, and he's the curmudgeon that's like, I don't want to hear it anymore. It's like somebody calling, right? You don't want it,
Yeah.
Who is this? Another person I got to talk to? That might be you.
But that would make more sense because I'm still going to talk to you and I'm still going to answer all your questions.
Right.
Like, that conversation that he had with Phoebe, to me, was really important. And I almost wish they would have had that sooner.
Right.
Because that answered so many questions for us. It was like, and at that point I was like, God damn it, why didn't we get that like a half hour ago? Like, I mean, I understand they had to build to it, but it was like, this is why we're where we're at. And I think it came a little too late. But
the end seemed kind of rushed to me.
Yeah.
And it seemed a little phony. And if
Bill Murray made it a little phony.
Yeah.
Well, Bill Murray was the one that was holding out on sequels, right? All this time.
Yeah.
So and it just kind of that's the cold. When I said it, I have hot takes, cold takes. That's a cold take there. The way that thing ended, I get the hologram. I mean, that's great. I think it's a great tribute to, the character and whatnot. But it seemed to go from, oh yeah, this is going to happen to, blasting everything and shutting it all down in 10 minutes, and it was a 2-hour movie.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, but I mean, if you look back at the original, there was so much put into the original to get to the scene. Aim for the flat top, boys, and then it was over. And everything exploded.
Cross the
it was like, cross the streams.
Right.
And but we got the cross the streams and then her untangle the streams.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh shit, what do we do now?
Right.
I don't remember it hurting this.
Dum shoot into the thing.
So I mean, I And there again, I feel like we can only get so much out of the story without telling the exact same story again. So it's like that 10% difference we had to get. How much more could they? I mean, as an editor, there's only so much that it's like, all right, listen, we don't need this. We can we've been here for 2 hours. We know how this is going to end. Like the bad guy at this point, like the bad guy had nothing to do with it. Like we know that the bad guy was going to go up in those traps. That was never a question. Yeah. Like we knew that the parents. Yeah, it's just a matter of when. So get us the Ghostbusters back there so that we can see them, and then we can have that moment, which is 15 or 20 minutes of like that, and get them thrown around a little bit because they are geriatric, so we don't want to hurt them too much, and I mean, that's reality.
They had to get the Stranger Kids guy in there. They had to get him to do something because he's making money.
They paid him.
They paid him, so he's got to do something, guys. Come on,
ass. Yeah. Hey, he was the worst actor in the whole movie.
I think so too. He's I don't like him. I like Stranger Things. I don't like him in Stranger Things.
No, I've never understood the fascination with that character at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about quotes? Did you guys have any favorite quotes out of this movie?
So I usually don't pick up on the quotes on the first go around. Just because I'm so trying to just take it in. But I mean, what do you got? I'm guessing you wrote some down.
I'm going to shoot from memory here, which is never good at my age. But there,
okay, old man.
Mr. Gruberson, the science teacher, right?
Yeah,
is in the seismology lab with Phoebe.
Yes.
And they have an earthquake, right? And Gruberson is like, how is it a town that's got no fault lines, no fracking, not even loud music to cause quaking, right? Now, how did we end up with an earthquake? And then Phoebe looks at it and and they describe how but the loud music, I was just rolling.
The loud music I'm glad you brought that up because I was laughing my ass off at that one too.
You know what it made me think of? We're going back to the Kevin Bacon connection. You ever been busted for bopping? What movie you know which movie I'm talking about?
Footloose,
man. That's what I was thinking. You ever been busted for bopping?
Listen, Kenny Loggins, I don't know why he was like the man back then, but dude, in that time frame, he wrote everyone's.
He did. Yeah.
And so the music we're listening to the last couple weeks, they keep playing those freaking Kenny Loggins songs, and I'm like, hey, Fernando, so let me tell you a little bit about this song.
Oh, wait till Top Gun comes out again. Kenny Loggins is coming back, bro.
Oh God.
All right.
Mr. Gruberson that stole the quotes. He had the.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, Paul Rudd, that was his job.
Rudd, yeah.
Listen, Paul Rudd and podcast were the reason. Those were the fun. It took those two characters to make a Bill Murray.
The one I didn't get was a Walmart scene. I mean, you can see that every Saturday night at the local Walmart here. I mean,
yeah.
So.
I like when he threw the ice cream at the gargoyle thing.
Yeah,
he's like, he don't know what to do. He's like,
all right. So there was nobody in that Walmart.
Right, that's not how Walmart looks.
There's nobody in that Walmart, and nobody followed him out of the Walmart. Like there was no one else running out of the Walmart.
Nobody was in sweatpants.
Nothing.
There were no.
Yeah. I was like,
no vehicles in the parking lot.
This was like 11 o'clock, 10, 11 o'clock. So, I mean, it was like,
I do.
They're in a really small town.
I appreciate the mini Stay Puft Marshmallow Mans, and they had the Stay Puft branding. So I was like, okay, that's funny. They're like little ass gremlins.
Yeah.
They're doing gremlin stuff. They're messing everything up. And then they got the big bad.
The best part for me, my favorite character, or maybe one of my favorite characters, was the reappearance of Zuul.
Oh, the chick?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Zuul, this is maybe an out of school story, but we're out of school, right? So Zuul is the name I gave to an ex-girlfriend.
Oh, God.
She went from a sweetheart to a possessed beast. And to see Zuul come back in, I was like, that's her.
Yeah. I do like when she's like, are you come to offer yourself? And she's like, no, I'm 12. that's the one quote.
No, are you a god?
Yeah.
Come on, Ray, answer the question. Jesus.
Oh,
Yes.
geez. Yeah.
Like you were waiting for that moment, like literally,
Right.
and they played it up so well, like, duh, like
Yeah.
you want to be that guy. You know, it's like you knew it was coming.
I would have liked to have seen a cameo. Everybody else had cameos, but what about Rick Moranis? You know, the accountant.
He
Couldn't
might
they
not have
put
wanted
him
to
in
do it.
like as like a Walmart clerk or something.
I thought that too, because when I seen Janine,
Yeah.
I don't know if my wife recognized that it was Janine at first, but her voice. I mean, you don't even
Her
get to see
voice,
her.
yeah.
You can hear her voice, and it's like that's Janine, 100%.
Yeah. There was a deleted scene, I think, with her too, talking with Winston.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or no, I don't remember. There was, because I watched all the deleted scenes and all that shit too. But all right, so let's wrap this up. Is there any takeaway from this movie that we haven't talked about that you feel we should mention?
I would say one thing. I love this movie. For whatever reason, I'm not excited to see another one. Like I feel like this wrapped it up, and if they're gonna start another one from here with the new
Please
characters, I don't want that. I just let's just end it here.
Let's make a cartoon.
Right. It's done and over with.
Yeah.
You did good. Don't make what was the second Star Wars?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Don't do that. Don't do the Last Jedi or whatever the hell.
Put a bow on it. Put it on the shelf. We're good.
Let's end on a high note.
Yeah.
That and the controversy surrounding like the first Ghostbusters remake, the girls Ghostbusters remake.
Yeah.
That was a terrible movie. It did get a lot of hate just because they're girls, and you know it was going to be like that. But that movie was genuinely terrible. Aside from
never saw
it. It was bad. It was sucked.
I think I own it too, but I'll never watch it.
Well, I wanted to give it a chance because I'm not opposed to them changing something up. Like, oh, we're going to do it with girls, or we're going to change the whole thing up. But it's got to be good. Like,
yeah. Well, that's
they did this movie with girls, a girl as the main character.
Well, it was yes,
yeah.
And they did a better job because they put kids in there, and kids are way cooler.
Yeah.
So, because adults suck, let's be honest.
Well, and plus they I don't know, man. They were just kind of weird in that. Yeah, don't watch it if you never watch it. Don't watch it.
It's all right. What you got? Any takeaways, HifiVega?
I would say before we talk about movie snacks, I would say the pro tip that I have. Quite honestly, I thought this movie sucked the first time I watched it. I watched it. I was like, this is total garbage. You know. Couldn't go to the theater because I got a little something going on, and then no drive-in, so we watched it at home. We bought it, right? $20. We bought the thing, and like this thing is terrible. And then it's like, let me watch it again. I watched it again, and it went from 2 zip ties to 5 zip ties, and then I watched half of it a third time, and I was like, okay, I'm up to 8 zip ties on this thing. So just be patient with it.
Yeah, and I agree.
And connect with it. And I think it has all the aspects necessary to become a reputable classic, addition to the original Ghostbusters. It didn't let me down in that sense.
Yeah. No, I agree with all that. I mean, I was right there with you. I just knew I wasn't going to have time to watch it again. So I was like, and I agree. Like we've said, it's when the movie ended, I felt like everything was wrapped up nicely, full. I was content. I was happy. It does start out kind of like, because I think we're just so used to being let down right now.
Right.
It's like we're just waiting for it to let us down. And I know that's terrible, but it's just the state of the world. We're all just kind of like, oh, wait, it got canceled? Oh.
Yeah. When did you let us down?
Oh, wait, it sucked? Oh, geez, wow. No shit. Of course it sucked. Welcome to the new suck. 2020 is the best. Let's hope 2030 really turns it around if we're still alive. All right, so snacks. Let's go on to snacks. The fun
Snacks.
part, as always. And if anybody says s'mores, they're out.
Oh, s'mores. Oh, yeah, when they were making themselves s'mores. Okay, nice callback. Nice callback. I would say, like, this is a straight up popcorn movie. I was at the movie theaters. I was like, I'm going to have some popcorn. Although I wish I would have mixed something just old school, like I would have back in the day. Mix some kind of chocolate in there with it. Get a little melty. Get your hand dirty.
Milk duds. Little milk duds in there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's the stuff. What about you, Fuego?
You know, I'm on the Hifivega, a modified keto program. So you eliminate the carbs and the sugar. There aren't a lot of choices.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta
I
get
made
the
an
keto
exception.
snacks, man.
Yeah, don't do that because there are very few exceptions. They're bad.
So normally the go-to in the old days, right, would have been the Mike and Ike's. That's been my my movie candy.
Right.
Go-to Mike and Ike's. You got all the different flavors. They're small. You can munch on one. It takes you through the whole movie. You got to get the bigger box, you get at the movie theater. But I picked up a pro tip from Rob several episodes back with the pork rinds. Rob.
Ooh, right.
Oh yeah. They're like chips. They're chips in the keto world.
They're like chips. No carbs, right?
Yeah.
No sugar. So I hit the chili lime pork rinds on this one.
Nice.
Okay. And it was if the skin of the pig itself had been hit, like the ghost,
Oh, I'll take those pork rinds, man. I'll put them in like that little chili or the con queso that you get from the store.
Oh yeah,
just a little bit of that, just like chips.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Pro tips. What do you got, Dean?
Honestly, I had nothing. I mean, I was just listening to you guys going, I got nothing. I mean, to me, I was just happy to pick 2.5 hours out of my day to watch it. We had pizza that day, and like I was just riding the pizza high. I had some California Pizza Company, cheese and tomato pizza, and I was just like, I ate the whole goddamn thing, and I was just like, I don't want to think about food while I'm watching this. I didn't even want a marshmallow. I was like, I can't.
Oh, dude, I could have went for some marshmallows, little mini marshmallows. Oh,
they were funny as shit, man. I was so happy to watch. Like, dude, and they were on the grill. I'm like, so Walmart keeps gas in their grill,
right? Exactly, and they leave all their shit plugged in.
Yeah, okay. I mean, why not? Right? Suspension of disbelief. I'm all in.
Well, that was the Gremlins right there.
Yes.
Like you get so much of this 80s stuff, like HiFiVega was talking about. That's the Gremlins.
Oh, it's totally Gremlins. Yeah, and that was fun though.
Right, exactly.
And when he's just sitting there and he's like, "Oh, how cute," and it bites him. It's like
he's like,
dude, it's totally gonna bite you.
Yeah.
There's no world where that's not gonna bite you. I'm surprised it didn't jump on him.
Yeah, I was expecting that. Yeah.
But
did you have who's your favorite character in this? Did you have a favorite character?
I like sadly, I'm gonna say I like the daughter. I mean,
Phoebe.
I like Phoebe. Phoebe was the only one that made sense to me in the whole thing. Everyone else just kind of like drove me crazy. It was like, I could appreciate podcast. The son did nothing for me. The girlfriend of the son was just kind of like, yeah, that's normal teenage
just like a red
crap.
herring.
Yeah. The mom drove me absolutely batshit crazy.
The mom was the worst.
Yes. And Paul Rudd was just funny, which we kind of expected that. So, what was left?
Fuego?
I think Dean's analysis there was pretty spot on. I mean, I did like Paul Rudd as Mr. Grooverson. I think he carried a humor part of what needed to happen. Same with podcast. I like that. Podcast had kind of a Goonies aspect to him. He's got
very
all
much
these
Goonies.
And,
I
could just
it's a booby trap. Booby trap.
Exactly.
So he had that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then
I was waiting for him to do the truffle shuffle. He's like all the Goonies put together.
He was all the Goonies put together. That was great.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was the gadget kid. I forget his name in the Goonies. And then Chunk.
But that was the thing. We needed the Paul Rudd character, and we needed podcast to take on the Bill Murray role. But we needed them to be age appropriate. So she was so deadpan dry we needed somebody that could cartoon next to her.
Yeah.
And we needed him because there has to be somebody that's goofy.
Right.
You know, this movie has to have at least one character that's goofy. And he had to play two roles, if you think about it, because he had to do Bill Murray and Rick Moranis.
Yeah, exactly.
And that, like, and I feel he did it because honestly, when he got attacked, I was like, oh shit, I didn't see that coming. Of course it's him. Who else could it be?
Right.
Damn, he got hit twice. He has to be the scientist and the, oh my gosh. Salicylic acid. You can buy 100 of them. All right, who brought the dog?
I agree. Phoebe's got it, but the worst character was the mom.
She was very unlikable the whole time.
But I think that was her point. I think
exactly. Yeah.
As an actress, I think she hit it right on the head, and she did exactly what she needed to do to make us kind of question our like. Wait a minute. I can't see how Egon would have been this, you know?
Yeah.
And then, of course, as Shrek would say, we peeled back the onion and, you know, we started to see like, no, he really loved her. But this is why he was doing this was because he loved her. You know, I was like, to waste your whole life to protect the world, to give, I don't know if I'd do that.
The other character that inspired me, which was like a mystical character, that everybody was talking about, Dirt Farmer. I'm like, Dirt Farmer, you know?
Yeah.
And you know, the guy was out there doing his thing.
Yeah, laying traps. That's all he was doing.
He took all the traps.
Yeah. Well, I connected most with podcasts because people don't bring me on a live stream to say something very insightful or deep. They bring me because they know I'm going to say something dumb. Or something off the wall, or I'm going to make some kind of observation that I probably shouldn't make. And that's what I'm there for, and that's what he's there for, to kind of break the tension up. And it's like, yeah, she's acting really weird right now, so I'm going to say some weird shit that tells you exactly what she's doing, and it's going to make her uncomfortable. So.
And you hit your stride in episode 46, right?
In episode 46. You're my subscriber?
Yeah, I feel you really hit your stride episode 46.
Oh.
It would have been nice if they would have, like, it would have been cool if they would have played, like, you could download episode 46. That would have been a really cool.
Dude, I wonder if you could. That would have been a good AR, like, alternate.
Yes.
Or
just an addition to, by the way, special feature, here's episode 46. You know, like that would have been cool in like the special features or something to be able to do
that. That would have been cool.
Yeah. You know, just because they talked about it so much. I thought it was cool to have the character podcast, and I really could. I loved that whole thing where it was like he brought what is happening in the world today with a lot of these kids that are all like, I want to be YouTubers into the movie. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
What about the parallel between the original movie of somebody being slimed and podcast being marshmallowed?
Well, remember they all got marshmallowed in the end, except for Bill Murray.
Yeah,
you know that was the joke, is that they all came off covered in marshmallow, and he walks out and he's like, "Ooh, I got some on my fingers," you know, and you're just like, "Of course, he got slime though." So you know. He's laying on his turtle on his back. But no, I thought that was great that they did that to him, because that, you know, it was
because Muncher, like, he's gonna kill you. He's not like Slimer.
No,
it's not gonna be friendly. This dude's trying to kill you. He's not. It's not like, oh, I'm a ghost. I'm gonna slime you. It's gonna be.
I'm gonna eat hot dogs.
Yeah. Right. It's like, no, I'm gonna kill you. I'm trying to kill you.
Yeah,
he ate himself out of jail. You know, I mean,
exactly.
That was cool. That was like, I have an idea.
Right.
That's a good idea. Damn. Yeah, somebody had to drive the vehicles for sure. I mean,
right.
Someone had to drive the vehicle and be the stupid boyfriend. I mean, somebody had to sit in the chair so they know where, you know, oh, dude, like, we saw this well. Oh. No way. Was there a dog in it?
You could have took them out, him and the girl out, and it would. Yeah, every moment they're on screen, I'm like, can we just get past this?
Well, Fro is definitely trying to keep us on track here because he looks at the fact that we got like 20 seconds left. Do we have a movie for next week? You,
man,
for the most part, El Fuego, you're the one that has to torture us with the next movie. It's kind of the guest's job is to assign us something to watch. But
one of the things that I like, it kind of ties into a lot of things. It's a little old school. I like Boys in the Hood.
Boys in
Wow.
the Hood.
Deep cut.
That is a pull. I haven't watched Boys in the Hood. What? I'm trying to think of the dude that gets shot in it.
I'm just thinking how we're going to cover that next week and be politically correct.
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, I didn't know that we. I already said shit once on this thing, so I didn't know.
That's my fear.
I get what you're saying now. Yeah, that's where.
Yeah. That movie would never be made today, and that's the joy of it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe we should skip that. Do something else.
What we got? What are we feeling?
A little Ice Cube action.
What
I
about
don't
Tropic?
care.
What about Tropic Thunder? Now that
I was fine with Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tropic.
All right.
He just he's like that might not be politically correct, and El Fuego, he just grabbed that Cadillac steering wheel with the forklift thing, and he just, we're going Tropic Thunder. Like, I'm trying to get you guys canceled.
Yeah, no shit.
Tropic Thunder could be worse. Actually,
Definitely.
It is worse. It is worse.
I love that movie, but yes,
of course. Well, it's got your all-time favorite actor in it. I mean,
we could go soft. We could go Bambi.
Oh God,
we'll do Boys in the Hood.
Listen, El Fuego, you done really good on this podcast until this last minute, bro.
I know.
You let us down. You were the best.
Let me down, man. I know for sure he's gonna be like, hey, you know what? I got this movie that's awesome.
Like, listen, El Fuego, like, have him on your show, but right at the end, just drop him out, have him in on a high note like Ghostbusters should.
No, he just dropped us in the dirt. Mike in the dirt. See you.
And I thought I had my power shirt underneath. This is a 5-star long sleeve yellow shirt underneath.
I don't even have one of those. That's
damn.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yellow,
I'd rip it all off and show you, but then you guys
okay.
would say I showed up like Cape Up Marshmallow Man.
No, that's all good.
Man.
It's all good. Keep it on. No, that's cool. I think Fernando wants me to make him a yellow shirt of some kind. I'm always just kind of like, I don't want to look like a school bus.
Hey,
but
maybe it'll go good with your eyes.
With my blue eyes.
Right.
You're like,
oh.
Nice. All right, no, we'll watch Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
Because they're
Boys in
always
the Hood are
hard.
always- they're always
talking
hard, yeah.
trash. Yeah. Anyways, that's cool. Jam out some Eazy-E, and some 40s and blunts. Whatever it takes. Colt 45 gets them every time.
Yeah. You know how to drive stick? No,
Dude,
but I can learn.
I honestly,
if you
this
teach
movie,
me.
I haven't watched this movie probably since it came out.
Dude,
so.
listen, like this movie, like this one that I've watched maybe as many times as you watch Star Wars. So
It was 1991, 92, because I was just graduating high school. I think it was 1991.
Okay. Yeah, that would have. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I graduated in 90, so I know I've seen this, but.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have a movie. We have assignment. I'd like to thank El Fuego for joining us this week.
Thank you.
I'm glad you came. We'll have you back at some time because you did a really good job. Two thumbs up. Golf clap.
Man.
Golf clap.
El Fuego. The flame.
Even though you wore that hat, which
Chocolate War.
Apparently, Chocolate War. Yes, make sure to check out Chocolate War. Give it a 2 thumbs up. How old were you when you made that? What, like?
I wasn't old enough to drive. My dad had to take me to the movie set. I was on movie set for a whole week.
Wow.
They needed a scientist that could lead dissecting frogs. And I was the only one. I was biology student of the year, right? And so that's the only way I got the part.
So you're dissecting a frog.
Yes.
This scene just keeps getting better.
Dude, this is
dissecting the frog. I'm on the football field. I'm, all this.
Oh, man.
All this stuff. But I was, it's like 14 years old.
Oh, dude,
Perfect.
must watch TV. I'm gonna skip to the part. I'm not gonna watch the whole movie. I'm skipping to the El Fuego part.
Perfect. All right, guys. Well, hey, thank you so much for tuning in this week. Make sure to watch your homework assignment, which is Boys in the Hood. If you haven't seen it, by all means, watch it like I'm going to do because I haven't seen it in a while. It's great. I'm glad everyone. We had great chats. So thank everyone for chatting it up with us. And yeah, it's been a great show. We're going to end it there. We'll see you guys next week. You guys have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you.